What if I told you Mohamed Salah's Liverpool career is hanging by a thread? Not because of form, but because of a shocking outburst that's rocked the Premier League. Stay tuned, because this story is far from over. Hello everyone. Today, the Premier League has suddenly dropped a bombshell, so let's dive straight into the Mohamed Salah and Liverpool saga. I suspect Salah chose to speak up after Liverpool's draw with Leeds United because if Liverpool had won without him, it would have been harder for him to voice his concerns. Now that they didn't win, it's the perfect time for him to say something. The trigger for this situation is essentially the decision to not play him. In the past, whenever a coach didn't use him, he'd have something to say. This time, combined with his poor form, he naturally feels the outside criticism is directed at him. As a club legend, he couldn't take it anymore and spoke out. Recently, many fans have been saying that continuing to play him is Arne Slot's responsibility, and that not having the courage to drop him is the coach's problem. But now that he's been dropped, others are complaining about why he wasn't played. So you can't just flip-flop. You need to figure out what's genuinely best for the team, to play him or not. Looking back at the start of the season, Liverpool relied on last-minute winners in many matches, more due to the lingering momentum from last season's title, morale, and luck. From the opening lineup, the problems were obvious. No backup for Salah's profile, a lack of pacey wingers on both flanks, and failing to sign a centre-back at the last minute. I've been saying all along they wouldn't win the Premier League. Those early season last-minute wins were just a bonus, and that false momentum quickly faded. As expected, it died down after the Crystal Palace game where things started to shift. After that, there were games where they failed to score and lost by 3 goals, or the 1-4 defeat to PSV in Europe. Salah was playing in those matches, and the narrative became that Liverpool were overly reliant on him. At the time, I said there was no need to panic. The issue was the squad, not the system. The system was working, creating chances and breaking down defences. The pieces just weren't all there yet. I suggested dropping Salah earlier and using Dominik Szoboszlai in his position. That eventually happened, and they even won against West Ham United. But that was just a temporary fix, not a long-term solution, because no new signings were made. I've maintained that they needed to wait for the January transfer window to sign a winger and a centre-back. Right now, benching Salah is just damage control. Early in the season, they relied on luck to win. Now, they're relying on luck not to lose. The performance was actually close to a win. Szoboszlai scored in Salah's position, whereas the games Salah started ended in defeats. The last 2 matches have been 1 win and 2 draws, with one of those games nearly a win, showing that the bleeding has stopped. So, saying Liverpool can't win without Salah is an irresponsible take. The attack is scoring now, and they've won games. When they don't, it's mostly due to defensive issues. As for long-term trends, rotation and tactical adjustments, we'll dive into those later. This episode is focused on Salah. Let's be clear, since dropping him, the team has started stabilising. They're not fully on track yet because the January window hasn't opened and reinforcements haven't arrived. Salah himself has sensed this, taking an early break and choosing to speak out after Liverpool failed to win. Now, about Salah's comments. He feels deliberately sidelined, believes there's a narrative being pushed to blame him for recent poor results, admits his relationship with manager Arne Slot has broken down, hints at leaving in January, and says being benched for 3 straight games was a planned move that disrespects a legend. He also mentions turning down a $500 million offer from Saudi Arabia in April to renew with Liverpool out of deep affection for the club. His point is, if he stayed for loyalty, even if his form dipped this season, he shouldn't be treated this way. My first impression? He's probably already decided to leave. If he planned to stay, he wouldn't say these things. Speaking up now is about controlling the narrative, making it clear it's not the club discarding him, but him walking away. It's not hugely significant, just setting the tone. How does this end? Likely with continued silence from the club. The reality is, the team has stabilised without him. His future contributions are unlikely to improve, while Slot still has room to grow. From a big picture and boardroom perspective, since he's spoken out, letting him go now makes sense. Emotionally, it's tough. fans who support Salah will feel he's earned better after all he's done. But objectively, his decline this season is real. Exploding after 3 benchings is excessive. Any player in poor form would be rotated, and the replacement has been scoring. There's not much to argue. I remember his early Premier League performances in Hong Kong, where his class was evident, and he later fulfilled that potential. We all remember his iconic goals, but sports are cruel. You can go from hero to zero in 6 months. A graceful exit is rare. The ideal scenario is retiring at your peak, with full respect and a farewell. But reality is harsh when you're underperforming and the team needs changes. Keeping you in the lineup risks alienating others. The biggest issue with a mid-season exit is the perception of disrespect and lack of planning, similar to the Cristiano Ronaldo situation. But the outcome will likely be the same: Saudi Arabia. This should have been anticipated and managed earlier, like Jurgen Klopp's early announcement, or addressed during contract talks last summer. At Salah's age, output naturally declines. After last season's peak, there were 2 paths: follow Klopp's example and leave on a high, or renew but reduce international commitments, like voluntarily stepping back from Egypt. If Liverpool was truly his priority, he could have renewed while committing fully to the club, skipping international duty. Without that, the double workload at his age was unsustainable. The Africa Cup of Nations and World Cup cycles were always going to take a toll. Clubs can't publicly demand players quit national teams. It has to be the player's choice. Choosing to do both means accepting the consequences. When your body can't handle the grind, you accept the bench. Right now, he's trying to save face while denying his decline. The smarter play would have been to stay patient, return from AFCON, and see if he could regain form. Then leave with one final push, a proper send-off, a statue, farewell match, the works. Unfortunately, 3 straight benchings triggered this outburst, which hurts his legacy. In summary, wanting to play high-intensity Premier League football and international games is admirable, but when your body can't keep up, the coach making tough calls for the team's sake is fair. The club must move forward. The best outcome? First, achieve this season's goals, then arrange a dignified exit for the legend. Mutual respect is the key to a good ending. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this, leave a comment, like, and subscribe to show your support.